Last time I talked to you about a really simple thing you can do that you're probably not already doing to make your life as a singer better and to increase the quality of your vocal performances. And I guaranteed you that it would help. The reason I'm able to do that is because I know most singers don't look after their fitness as something that has to do with their singing. You know, they don't think of fitness as part of their singing technique or as one of the reasons they do better or worse in a performance. It's not a huge surprise. I mean, what I talked about, and if you haven't watched the video, I'll put a link in the description here. And while you're at it, please like and subscribe to this channel. Well, like this video, subscribe to the channel, and also like that video. And share it. We need these videos to get out to as many people as possible. We being the royal we. I think you and I, both, you know, we benefit if singers in general start talking about these things more and start focusing on the low-hanging fruit. That stuff it's fruit that's really easy to pick. It's just hanging there right in front of you. You just gotta take it and eat it. But voice teachers and, you know, this whole group of people that gets paid to give you information about how to get better at singing isn't super interested in this stuff, because basically you tell someone once, and if they do it, they'll get the benefits, and they don't really need you after that. They say in the sports world, like a workout world and stuff, that it's impossible to sell the basics. So I'm not selling them. I'm just going to give them to you. And let's see where that goes. This one is super easy. It's keep a diary. This is my little jotter book. And if we look inside, what we see are like my notes that I take from all kinds of things, but it's a singer's diary. Whatever you want to put in here that has to do with your singing is going to be super helpful. And it's going to be super helpful for you as a singer in ways that maybe wouldn't even come up if you were playing the guitar or the piano or something like that and trying to get better at that. The reason is that you're not an instrument. You're not a guitar. And all this stuff you're doing is you. It's you either existing in a certain way after carefully changing your whole life so that it leads to you existing in a particular way, or it's you doing a particular action. And as such, it can be very difficult to remember from one moment to the next or one day to the next what yesterday's big breakthrough was. You'd be surprised how often this happens if you start actually keeping a diary and you look back a few days before at what you were thinking about singing. And then if you do it for a while, you may even start to notice that a lot of your thoughts about singing are sort of cycles. They feel at the time that you have them and they're working, they feel like fixed ideas. Maybe, oh, this is always going to work like this. But you can notice from keeping track of your thoughts on singing that it's not at all like the guitar. The guitar, when you go to sleep, you wake up in the morning, you pick it up again, it's the same guitar. But with a singer, it's the singer that went to sleep. The voice went to sleep. And now the voice woke up again. And now the voice is thinking about how it makes itself. And that's weird. But by writing it all down, you give yourself a chance to see these patterns that aren't apparent right away. This also helps to make you independent from people like voice teachers and coaches who will gladly, very gladly, see you twice for a fee and tell you the same thing again. But the reality is that once you've got information from somebody, you don't need to go back to them for that same piece of information if you remembered. The other thing you can do with this diary is, because you're keeping everything that has to do with singing in here, this is also the perfect place to write down your notes. What are notes? If you're not a professional singer yet, but you're on your way to be, when you get into an opera production, you have a rehearsal. And in the rehearsal, you try to do the staging, your actions that you're supposed to do on stage as that character. And afterwards, your director is going to give you notes on what you did on stage. And these are things you're supposed to fix by the next rehearsal. And the conductor may give you notes about something you were doing musically. If you're giving everything you've got at rehearsal, like you should be, the chances are, at the end of that rehearsal, during the notes session, you're not in a state of mind that is particularly good for remembering what someone told you and then keeping it in your mind the next time you get up to rehearse. But if you wrote it down, instead of stressing out because you can't remember because you gave everything you had in the scene like you should, well, now you can just look at this before your rehearsal. Oh, and look what else is in there. There's your technical ideas from yesterday, and now you're going to sing that rehearsal way better because you remember what you were up to. You remember what the theme of the week is, shall we say. And if that's not working, then you can write that down in your book. This not working. Keep a diary. This is a super simple tip. But if you're not doing it, you're screwing yourself over. And you're probably paying for more lessons and coachings and all that stuff than you need to. And you probably have more stress at rehearsal than you need to. And you're probably making slower progress on your singing than you need to.